You're fixing me off.
I don't give a fuck off that.
Really?
God, does you off have any kind of relevance on whether I'm what I'm doing?
Yeah, you can't be here. Why don't you answer my question? What are you doing?
God bless the homeless veterans.
All right, you need to go somewhere else
Why is that?
because you can't solicit here on the property.
God bless the homeless veterans.
God bless them too. And have a nice day. I'm a veteran myself. Move.
God bless the homeless veterans.
ID, please.
For what?
Did I just tell you to move?
Why are you telling me to move?
Because you can't be here.
Why?
Because I said.
Just because you said?
Yeah, you're on city property.
Yeah, I am.
Are you soliciting money?
God.
I can read.
Shh, shh, shh. Listen to me. Chill it out.
No, I'm not telling you.
De-escalate and calm down.
No, I already
Back
told
off
you
a
what you
little.
need to do.
Back off a little before you make a big mistake.
Big mistake, really?
Yeah.
No.
Let me
You're
show
making a mistake.
You're
sir.
asking me what I'm doing. I've
Yep.
told you how many times.
You didn't tell me.
God bless
I can read.
the homeless veterans. Now, do you understand what I'm doing? I am standing
No, I
on
don't
a
know
public
what you're doing.
sidewalk
You didn't tell
in
me
front
what
of
you're
City
doing.
Hall.
You keep telling me what's on your sign. You didn't
God
tell me what you're doing.
bless the homeless veterans. What do you not get about that?
What do you not getting understand me for you telling you to leave?
You can't tell me to leave.
I can tell you to leave.
I'm engaged
You're
in constitutionally protected activity, sir.
So
All right.
you're recording too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm
what's
glad
it going
you're
to be?
recording as well.
You've got one of two choices.
So you're telling me what I have to do.
You've got one of two choices.
Okay.
You can respect my
Well, let me
constitutional
go tell
rights.
you this.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go tell the mayor, and when the mayor comes out here to tell you to leave and you refuse, then I'm gonna arrest you.
All right. If I refuse,
Okay? Yes, if you refuse.
even though I'm engaged in constitutional
It doesn't
protected activity,
matter.
it doesn't matter.
No, it
I'm
does
standing on a
not.
public sidewalk in front of
Because
City
you're
Hall.
allowed to move.
I
You're
can-
allowed to leave.
I'm going to stay
You're
here.
being told.
I'm gonna stay. If the mayor comes out and tells me to leave under threat of arrest, I'll leave.
You're right back. Taking a phone call. And
Yes,
the
sir.
thing is, you're actually on government property.
Right. I'm on
Okay.
City Hall property.
Yes, we have the right. The city hall, and me as being part of the city, can ask you to leave the property. We have that right. We own this thing. The city owns it. All right? So as a city employee, it's myself, people that work in there has asked you to leave and you refuse.
Okay, if you want me to leave,
And
I'll
you
leave.
And you refuse. Let me explain myself before you go any further.
Okay.
Because you're very confrontational. You want to tell me what I can and can't do, and you told me if I violate your rights, I'm gonna be, I don't know, in trouble, I guess. I'm a vet as myself.
All right.
I understand what you're doing. That's fine.
Mhm.
They don't want you here on city property. Now, if you walked off the property, you went somewhere else, all right, not on private property, and did this, it wouldn't be a problem. You understand that? Do you understand that?
I'm engaged in constitutionally
understand that?
protected. I'm engaged.
Yes or no? It's a very simple
I'm
question. Do
engaged
you
in
understand me?
constitutionally protected activity.
So
sir.
let me explain this
This
to you
is
again.
freedom of speech and
I
freedom of
don't
religion.
care.
If you want,
Let me
if you're-
explain this again.
if they're trespassing
Let me
me, I'll
explain
leave.
this again. You're trespassed.
Okay, I'll leave.
Now you're done. You're not going to tell me anything different. You understand me? You want to get confrontational? I can get confrontational. I did 20 years in the military. I collect the VA check for being disabled. I don't have a problem you holding that sign and saying that. But when somebody tells you you have to leave and you can't do it in front of a city building, guess what? You got to go. Just that simple.
I'm not answering more questions.
Good.
You told me to leave. I'm trying to leave, but you got my ID.
Yeah, I got your ID
You told me I
now.
was trespass. I'm leaving.
Yes, you are.
All right. You stopped me from leaving.
When I run your information, then you're really free to go.
Officer Chill, can I speak with you, sir?
Yeah, it's pronounced Gil.
Gil, I'm sorry. I'm trying to explain to the officer here. I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. This is freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of assembly on a traditional public forum at the steps of City Hall. All I've been doing out here is politely and peacefully saying God bless the homeless veterans, people that are coming and going. I told him I'm saying God bless the homeless veterans. And now he's trespassing me off the property.
Okay.
I don't think he can do that. I think it's constitutionally, I think he's violating my civil rights doing so. So if somebody could please contact the mayor, the city manager, the city attorney, and let them know what's going on before you guys follow through with this trespass. He's trespassed me. I tried to leave, but he stopped me to get my ID. So I'm trying to comply with the trespass.
I don't know if he told you not. The way the call got reported to us was that you were out here soliciting for money, holding a sign. We don't know that until we come here and see what's going on.
Well, even if I was soliciting, it's still a civil right. Even if I was. But I'm standing here, I told him multiple times, God bless the homeless veterans. That's what I'm doing. He asked me, what are you doing? God bless the homeless veterans.
I'll wait.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you. We have city ordinances in the city, loitering, panhandling, things like that. right? And I'm not saying you were doing any of that stuff. Well, we don't know that until we do our job and investigate, right? But after we read your sign, we see you're not asking for money.
Use our license.
You're just expressing your freedom of speech in a public place, right?
Yes.
We can't have you loitering though. So in the city, I don't know if you're familiar with the city ordinance or not. If you stay stagnant or idle in a public place, even the sidewalk, for 30 minutes or more, that's a violation of the city ordinance here in Ocean Springs.
Yeah, you're trespassing. Don't come back on the city property.
For how long?
Not for what you're doing. If you got business here, you can come back and do business, but you can't just stand here with an old sign. They're
I'm
gonna
leaving.
ask you to leave. Bye.
And if I don't leave, what'll happen? Would I be arrested if I don't leave?
Yes.
El oficial Wilder afirma que al señor Gray no se le permite estar frente al ayuntamiento y debe irse. Estoy participando en una actividad protegida por la Constitución. Aunque la primera enmienda protege la libertad de expresión, el hecho de que una persona participe en un discurso de la primera enmienda no significa necesariamente que tenga un derecho absoluto a permanecer en un edificio gubernamental. Aunque hay momentos en los que a las personas se les puede impedir permanecer en la propiedad del gobierno, a pesar de que están participando en un discurso, es probable que un tribunal concluya que la expulsión del señor Gray del área frente al ayuntamiento violó la primera enmienda. Inicialmente, el oficial Wilder informa al señor Gray que el alcalde le ordenará que se vaya y lo arrestará si no cumple, pero luego regresa sin el alcalde y le dice que está expulsado. La ley estatal de intrusión relevante, que se encuentra en la sección 971797 del Código de Mississippi, establece que si alguna persona va o permanece sin autoridad legal en cualquier propiedad o terreno de otra persona, ya sea un individuo, una corporación, una asociación o una sociedad, después de haber sido prohibido hacerlo, ya sea verbalmente o por escrito, por cualquier propietario, arrendatario, custodio u otra persona autorizada, tal persona o personas será culpable de un delito menor. Misdemeanor. Es posible que un tribunal concluya que una persona puede ser condenada por intrusión en propiedad de la ciudad de Ocean Springs, que es una corporación municipal. Corporation. Además, no está claro si el oficial Wilder sería considerado una persona autorizada, que tiene el poder de prohibir a las personas de permanecer en la propiedad, pero sin un acuerdo existente entre el gobierno de Ocean Springs y el departamento de policía, el señor Gray tendría un argumento sólido de que el oficial Wilder no estaba facultado para decidir unilateralmente expulsarlo. El oficial Hill, otro oficial del departamento de policía de Ocean Springs, llega e informa al señor Gray sobre una ordenanza municipal de merodeo que supuestamente prohíbe a las personas permanecer en un lugar durante 30 minutos o más. La ordenanza a la que se refiere el oficial Gill parece ser la sección 1510 del Código de Ordenanzas de Ocean Springs, que discutimos anteriormente en este episodio, en cuanto a su prohibición de la intrusión. La ordenanza define el merodeo como permanecer inactivo esencialmente en un lugar durante 30 minutos o más, y especifica que incluirá los conceptos de pasar el tiempo inútilmente, holgazanear o caminar sin rumbo. Al igual que la disposición sobre la intrusión, la ordenanza solo prohíbe el merodeo en propiedad pública después del horario comercial publicado y participar en cualquier comportamiento o lenguaje ruidoso u ofensivo, consumir bebidas alcohólicas o crear generalmente una perturbación o molestia. Aquí, el señor Gray estaba presente durante el horario comercial, mantuvo un volumen bajo y estaba allí para concientizar sobre los veteranos sin hogar, lo que es muy poco probable que cumpla con los requisitos de la ordenanza para el merodeo ilegal. En general, los oficiales de Ocean Springs obtienen una calificación de F por expulsar al señor Gray de la propiedad pública, simplemente por participar en un discurso protegido por la primera enmienda, ignorando y desestimando los derechos constitucionales del señor Gray y demostrando una sorprendente falta de conocimiento sobre la Constitución e incluso las ordenanzas de Ocean Springs. El señor Gray obtiene un A por mantener una actitud tranquila y profesional durante todo el encuentro, desafiando respetuosamente pero con firmeza los argumentos y acciones del oficial e intentando tener conversaciones constructivas tanto con el oficial Wilder como con el oficial Gill. En ningún momento el señor Gray violó la ley y se aseguró de cumplir de inmediato con la orden de expulsión después de cuestionar verbalmente su constitución.